How's everybody doing today? Back doing a VR today for Zach and Porter. Um, awesome father son collecting channel, and they're celebrating 400 subs. And they would like to do a VR on who inspired us in our collecting. Um, so, probably for me, I'd started out and Um, my mom gave me some extra change, 10 cents or 15 cents, to run up to the grocery store. We were about a half a block down the alley from the grocery store. So I walked up and walked in the grocery store that day, picked up what my mom wanted me to pick up. It probably included milk. And I looked over at the candy section. What should I get today? Oh, baseball cards. Um, I'm just starting out Little League. I'd never watched a major league game or anything, but I saw the baseball card packages, and it said there's gum inside. So I got a couple packs of baseball cards, and that from there it just kind of snowballed. Um, this is one of them cards I got back in 1967. You can see it's got a lot of love to it, but it's a keeper for me. And then I remember this specific card. We went to Minneapolis, which was a 6-hour drive. Stayed with my uncle, and there was a grocery store, Ma and Pa grocery store, about 2 or 3 blocks away. I walked down there. I'm 8, 9 years old, walking through Minneapolis. To go to a grocery store on a corner. That's how that's how much things have changed, since then. But the good old days, where the kids could walk in the neighborhood and go to the grocery store and not have to worry about anything. And so, a short time after that, my dad saw I was collecting baseball cards, and he pulls out his baseball cards. And he has this Mickey Mantle, and I go, Mickey Mantle's still playing. This was 1967. So, this was in his stack of 50 cards that I inherited after he passed, probably about 8 years ago now. So that's where I started building the exhibit set that I'm working on, and I've got like 6 different Mickey Mantles. There's different variations. I've got about 5 more of them to get. But then in the next summer of '68, my grandfather shows up at his house with a box of 1968 Topps baseball cards. So I went through them like you wouldn't believe, and I have a complete set of these left over from that. Always kept this around. One of my favorite sets, reminds me of my grandfather. And when we were young, we didn't play that game in the neighborhood. I had a couple of buddies, um, David, Randy, Clint, John. We all get our cards together and make lineups by position. My friend David had these baseball card game cards, and you can see on each one there's like if your first baseman would hit a double, catcher would get a fly out, so we line them up, and when your catcher came up, you read off whatever the catcher got, and then you flip the card. And then after every game, we'd sort them again and play the next game. We spent a lot of rainy days on the floor of his house above the movie theater, playing baseball games with our cards. And later in life, he sold his cards to me, and this was in the group, the original deck of cards that we played with back in the late '60s. So as things went on, my mom kind of got into collecting cards of Larry Bird. Here's some of her cards. So I had a little bit of influence on her. My dad and her mom would show up at any baseball card show that I did in North Dakota just to see me, because I was living in Nebraska or Minnesota at the time, and they'd come and visit me. And then my little brother, he got involved in collecting, and the three cards in the shack and the row above were cards from his collection. He passed away in 2006, so I went through his cards, and these are some of the ones that I kept from his collection. So I want to thank Zach and Porter again for the VR, and congrats on 400 subs. And it's fun watching your channel, fun watching both of your collections grow. You know, Jackie Robinson's, Frank Thomas, Carlton Fisk, you know, White Sox family. Um, Thanks again, and congratulations, and check out the address down below.